And like I was saying, we were so poor that when he'd come home off of a gig in this little area, he'd say, "What did you do today, honey?" Well, after 3 small rooms, I'd write. And I was cleaning 3 rooms, and he'd see my scrap papers around, so he knew I was writing. And then he decided to get in on it with me, and we had so much fun that he couldn't wait to get home at night to see what the heck we were going to come up with. It went both ways. Sometimes I inserted a bridge. Sometimes he took the theme. I'd be humming something around the house, and he'd say, "Honey, is that yours?" Or, "No, I heard that on the radio." Or, "Yeah, that's mine," and he'd grab it. He was asleep on the couch, and he looked so precious, and I was sitting across from him in an easy chair, and I just thought, man, if anything can happen good, we could do it together. And that was, it was his birthday present. And so with 80 songs, I said, "Honey," I said, "our stuff is so much better. Even our worst piece of material is better than this stuff I'm hearing." And so he started writing guys that he knew from Atlanta, WSB. The guys, the musicians like Chet Atkins and a bunch of those people used to listen to WSB. And Boudleaux was playing with Hank Penny. And there was Sheldon Bennett on the show, Hank Penny, Boudleaux. This one was recording, that one was recording, and eventually Chet was the RCA man. And that's how it all went, and he'd go backstage and jam with them. Boudleaux says, "Oh, I've got a great idea for Johnny and Jack." So he starts off, "Bye bye love, bye bye happy," you know. He only had the chorus. He didn't have anything else, and that's who he was thinking of. Well, Johnny and Jack had turned down Bye Bye Love. In this house in Hendersonville, we didn't have carpets yet. We were living sort of sheets still on the windows and stuff like that. And the acoustics were great, and here's Boudleaux with this guitar, and he's singing, "Wake up, little Susie, wake up." And I could hear him up in the bedroom, and I thought, uh-oh, this sounds too good to be left out. So I come downstairs, and I says, I like it. Well, he's getting a little risque with it, which is not what I thought the Everlys should be about. So I had the kids in a drive-in movie falling asleep. The movie wasn't so hot. It didn't have much of a plot. Our goose is cooked. Something, something, our reputation is shot. Wake up, little Susie. And otherwise, there's where some of the fun was coming in. This song had all the possibilities of a real ha-ha-ha day. We're working on an album for Archie Campbell. And it's called The Golden Years. And I've said this line a zillion times. I was getting old trying to write for the golden years, and we were culling out the negatives that hit the golden years. We didn't want to write anything that was morbid or sick or, you know, all the goodies that show up in the golden years. Where did it ever get the name golden anyhow? But I said to Boudleaux, I said, we were already trapped in that hotel room at the Gatlinburg Inn for 3 weeks. I said, Boudleaux, I've had enough of this. I said, let's do something else. Boudleaux says, no, let's finish this project and then we'll do something else. I said, no, I've got to do something else right now. I'm serious. I'm not going to sit here another second longer. So hits the guitar, and he says, well, okay, we'll do that. And he hits the guitar, and he says, how's that? And I could see he was getting, we were going to have a match here, and I wasn't about to. I said, that's fine. He said, and we'll call it Rocky Top. I said, that's good. He was amazed that we didn't show it to him. Well, see, Boudleaux was our salesman. So just as soon as we got back to Nashville, Sonny Osborne calls up. And he says, Boud, Bobby and I have got a session tomorrow. Do you have anything? And Boudleaux said, yeah. Yeah, I've got something. Boudleaux never said no. In fact, he's written songs on the way down to sessions when he knew he didn't have it. Oh, he was wonderful. The man was a genius. So after they hang up, he's talking to Sonny. After they hang up, he says, honey, do we have anything for the Osborne brothers? I said, how about that bluegrass thing that we wrote in Gatlinburg? What bluegrass thing? I said, you know. Neither of us could think of the title.